Really excited about this week. We're going back to the OG days before pre-workout. So we're going to have a great chat on coffee, training, and one of the new products we're coming out of Body Science. And with me is our in-house nutritionist, Tatiana. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Very well, thank you. Let's rip in.
Welcome to the Body Science Podcast. As always, the information contained in this podcast is for the information purposes only and is not designed to diagnose or be prescriptive to treat, prevent, or manage any injury, disease, or other health-related condition.
Welcome to Body Science HQ, the world of fit, happy, healthy. And today I'm going to add on the end brain fuel because that's where we're going with this, isn't it? We're going to talk about caffeine and feeling good.
Yeah, and other ingredients that we add on to make caffeine.
We've made a functional coffee here, which is it's new in the market. You get into a retailer if you want to have a look at it. It's called Clean Coffee Brain Fuel. But we're going to talk about the reason why we made this.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with why have we made this product, Tatiana?
Well, to start with, you and me as well, coming from a Brazilian background, we're really looking for an actual coffee because a lot of the functional coffees out there don't actually taste like coffee. Yeah. So we really wanted to bring that back and have that strong, real coffee taste. So that was the first thing. So we got real strong Robusta coffee, which is actually quite high in caffeine as well, natural caffeine.
Well, Robusta is the highest level caffeine coffee you can get.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it's the strongest taste as well. It's still smooth and nice taste, but it's that strong coffee taste.
It's really interesting when you Google Robusta coffee, like what people say about it is left and right. You know, it's a really interesting product, but product is really smooth to drink. I mean, One of the reasons we went with our Robusta coffee that we select is it's actually made here in Australia.
Yeah.
So they bring in all the beans from around the world. Yeah. And that's one of the things about Robusta. Robusta is more than one bean source.
Yeah.
But the part that we really liked is that it's made in Melbourne.
Yeah.
So that makes it, you know, we're trying to do as much as we can in that Australian made.
Yeah.
Concept. I mean, obviously we don't grow we're not known for growing coffee here, so we bring in do the right thing by it.
But it's important that it's blended here, and it's an Australian company as well, so it was nice to be that direct contact and know where the coffee was coming from.
So look, as someone who's getting up in the morning and training, why do I care about coffee? Like we all know, let's not harp on coffee gives me energy. I think we all know that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about some of the cool stuff as to what coffee's.
So, coffee will increase energy production, and we know that. It will increase focus. The Robusta coffee, though, does have a lot of antioxidants as well, which helps with a lot of other things, especially decreasing oxidative stress, which is something that we talk about it all the time. But yeah, it's that source of energy and just improving mental and physical performance as well.
And from somebody who loves caffeine, how much caffeine are you guys telling us we should take? Like, how do we work out what our dose should be of caffeine? Because you talk to like the younger pops, they're like, oh, just give me 300 megs.
Yeah.
They have no idea why they're taking 300 megs.
It's a bit up and down. So I think the dietitians at the moment are saying between 300 to 400 milligrams a day.
A day, yep.
I definitely have more than that. And I see patients that have a lower tolerance. So after 200 milligrams a day, for example, they're having gastro issues. So it really goes back to what you're used to and what your body can cope with. So there's not a lot of research on the amount of caffeine you should be having during the day if you're coping well with it. If you're not having problems to sleep at night, if you're not having anxiety, if you're not shaking, if you're not having withdrawals when you stop taking the caffeine. So it's really up to how your body can cope with it.
There's a really good caffeine podcast by Professor Chris McClellan on the Body Science. I'm not sure what number it is. You're going to have to search it. If you search Dr. Mac or Professor Chris McClellan and caffeine, he did a really cool podcast just on caffeine.
That's old school too.
Pardon?
That's old school, that one.
Yeah, it is. And he doesn't muck around. He's just a straight, let's just break myths and talk facts. He'll never work in the marketing department anywhere. But that's why we love him. You know, he's the best at what he does. So our clean coffee's got 150 milligrams of caffeine in it.
Yeah, all natural caffeine from the Robusta blend.
Yeah, there's no added caffeine. That is just naturally occurring from the beans. You were really excited about putting some functional foods with coffee. And look, we're about to launch 4 or 5 different coffees.
Yeah.
This is the only one we're doing in the clean range.
Yeah.
And there's a few of your favorites in there that you've been hammering me. And it's really interesting for a nutritionist to talk to me about shrooms and mushies and herbs because you don't really get that from a lot of nutritionists?
No, well, like from Brazil, we do work with functional nutrition, which is different. So we do work with a lot of, it's sort of like that mix with the Chinese medicine, that like background of really looking into herbals and all of that. So I was really excited to be given this coffee to make because we managed to put a strong blend of mushrooms there. So we got 4 mushrooms that we call adaptogenic mushrooms. They really help your body cope with daily stress, environmental stress, and they all add some good mental focus and little things. Each of them, we'll talk about each of them. But we got the mushroom blend. We got your favorite. Say
Withania, I love it. Tatiana. Ashwagandha. Can you say ashwagandha instead?
I say ashwagandha.
No, I'm a massive fan of the old Withania.
We got ginseng as well.
And that's something like when we talk to people, a lot of people about this space we're in, ginseng's making a real comeback. It's really being talked about a lot.
We have papers talking about it being used like 4,000 years ago as an adaptogenic already in Chinese and Japanese medicine. So it's something that has worked for so long that it's silly not to look back and see why it's being used for so long.
Yeah. And you've done the stock standard let's make a coffee with coconut MCT in it, like that's
Yeah, so we did coconut MCT. We really wanted to get away from palm oil. We're really taking the clean serious here. We wanted to make it a really good clean coffee. So the MCT is sort of like a free energy source for the body and the brain as well. Usually when you consume fat, your body has to store that, and then when you need it for energy is released, whereas the MCT is actually released as energy straight away. So it does increase your mental and physical performance.
Nice.
And we got the cacao. That was something that you did not want me to put in there.
I did not want this put in this product.
So
but I stayed in my lane.
If anyone is wondering,
I'm not a cacao expert. I'll throw that out there right now.
Your fear was that it was going to taste like a mocha and that people would think it was a chocolate thing. Yeah. It's actually a really strong concentrated cacao, the Peruvian cacao. So it nearly tastes like coffee because it's really earthy, really strong antioxidant. So it doesn't taste like chocolate at all. You only taste the coffee. But again, it's amazing for muscle performance. It's amazing for mental performance. And it's full of really good antioxidants, not just for the skin and to slow down the aging process. We always talk about having cacao for aging, but also to reduce oxidative stress and just help with muscle recovery a lot more. So like cacao powder is something that I use with my athletes a lot for muscle recovery. So I put them cacao powder in every protein shake I can.
She's not lying either, just quietly. We see it here at work. So you're basically talking a coffee with 9 superfoods. Is that unusual?
Yeah. A lot of the functional coffees that we're seeing around there is not a really strong coffee powder, and it's also contained 2 or 3 functional foods. We really went hard on the functional foods. That's my fault. It was a bit expensive for you, but I like playing with them.
Nothing's too expensive for our favourite consumers.
No, it's something that people are really asking for, because what we found is that there are people having the functional coffee and then on the side they're having the adaptogenic mushrooms, because now they mix the 4 into a powder, and then MCT, and then they add MCT, and then they add something else, and we just started to put everything together because then it's in one bag, one serve, and you have everything that you need there.
Okay, well let's not muck around. Let's rip into these adaptogenic mushrooms.
Yeah, so as I said, they've been used for thousands of years as well, and they help your body cope with, just adapt as the name says, but it will help your body cope with stress, not just from within, but like your environmental stress as well. So pollution and all of that. So we got the lion's mane. So the lion's mane was found to stimulate the growth of brain cells as well. So it really helps with mental focus. And
that's obviously not written on the packaging for anyone wondering if we wrote that on there. We didn't. But
no.
That's come straight out of the nutritionist's mouth.
This is actually coming from clinical research, but also epidemiological research. Yeah. But it's something that is being used for thousands of years as well. Yeah. Then what's the next one?
Well, you're going to tell me that, but I'm going to go, let's talk about the cordyceps.
The cordyceps increases the production of ATP in the body, and we know ATP is your energy source in the body. Yep. So it really helps with increasing muscle performance, but it also improves the the usage of oxygen in the muscles. So it really helps to improve muscle performance.
So this is a product you get up in the morning and you might substitute for that first, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock train in the morning, have one of these before you train.
Yeah, we got a lot of feedback that some people are just not up to having a pre-workout or a thermogenic in the morning because they want to have coffee. And I have a lot of friends that do ultra marathons and they really like to sit down and smell coffee and have a sit down and have a nice coffee before they hit the trails.
Yep.
And we see these with a lot of athletes. So the whole idea is to get all those good ingredients that we already have on our Shred Ultra, for example, that we have a lot of thermogenic, but also the nootropic, but put it into a really nice coffee blend as well.
Yeah, nice. And that's the reason we put it in a 150 gram bag is a lot of people said to us, I'm taking this with me when I travel, when I play sport, when I go hike for the day or whatever, and a jar's just too hard or a box doesn't work.
Yeah. We get a lot of athletes as well here that are traveling internationally, so the bag is just making it a lot easier to put in bags, and it just makes it easier.
Put it in the corner. Hey Tatiana, it's Greg here. How are you?
Good, how are you?
I've got a question for you. What's gluten-free tested, got no fillers, gums, organic, palm-free oil, eco-friendly, dairy-free, no soy, GMO-free, peanut-free, 100% vegan, no added sugar, egg-free, low-carb, trans-fat, high protein, only has how many calories?
17 calories.
17 calories. It's got 9 superfoods in it and tastes like coffee. What's it called?
It's our new clean coffee Brain Fuel.
Wow, that was a big mouthful. There's some cool stuff in it. What do we got in it?
We got 4 different types of adaptogenic mushrooms.
Nice. What else?
We got ashwagandha.
Yeah.
We got ginseng. We got coconut MCT oil, so no palm oil, coconut based. What else? I lose count. Peruvian Cacao and Robusta Coffee, which is the strongest coffee we can find.
So if you're looking for a Robusta Coffee blend, 150 megs of caffeine, made with certified organic ingredients, a good nootropic, we call it Brain Fuel, clean coffee Brain Fuel, get it in store. Reishi, is that the right way to pronounce it?
I don't know. In Brazil, we say hashi.
Do you?
Yeah.
You're probably right because, as I said, mushrooms aren't my expertise. So
it doesn't matter. It's the good stuff.
I knew I wanted it though. I knew I wanted it in there.
There's 2 that you really wanted in there. To be honest, with the mushrooms, you're the one who said put the mushrooms in and then the rest you can play with. But I want mushrooms in it. So the hashi again is being used for thousands of years. It improves the immune system. It improves mental focus as well, and it helps reduce stress. And I know we're talking about coffee, but that's the whole point of putting these ingredients together. It's about how they work together. If you just have a lot of caffeine, your body will really go into overdrive.
Yep.
And your brain as well. The whole idea here is to put ingredients that will work in a way that will intensify what the caffeine does, so all that focus and all the energy without sending your brain into overdrive. And the whole idea here is that hashi, for example, will improve sleep and reduce fatigue as well. So you're still getting that energy because they're all working together, but you're not struggling to sleep when you try to sleep at night, if that makes sense.
You think I would have done a little bit more research leading this if I knew I was going to have to pronounce these mushy names? Chaga?
Chaga? I say Chaga, yeah.
Chaga. Look, all I know is everyone tells me it's a gift of God. Like this one's the one.
Yeah, it's full of really powerful antioxidants. So it reduces oxidative stress again. It reduces inflammation. And that's the thing when you're training or even in the office, like we go through some really stressful days with work and all of that, that we love. And once you get out of that, you love it. Don't laugh. We do, but it really
I feel like I'm being picked on right now.
It really puts a lot, I said I love it. So, it really puts a lot of stress on your body and increases inflammation, increases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress, I talk about it a lot, but as your body works harder, it will use more oxygen, and the oxygen sort of produces all these little molecules that sort of make you age, basically. So reducing oxidative stress is really good, and it really helps with muscle recovery and all of that, because if your body is under stress and there's a lot of inflammation, you're not going to recover as well.
Yeah, nice.
And you start to not sleep well as well. So yeah, the chaga is really important for immune system as well, but it's all those really powerful vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that are in that mushroom.
It sounded like a pretty good blend so far, but we're only halfway through, aren't we?
Yeah, so that's the 4 mushrooms. That's it. So one of the superfoods, it is the Robusta coffee, as we talked about a lot. It is a really good coffee. The cacao, as I said, is our 5th one, is it? For 6, I'm losing count of it. Yeah. So cacao powder, again, really powerful antioxidants, will reduce inflammation, will reduce oxidative stress.
Has anyone kept a track of how many times she said antioxidants in this so far?
I know, love antioxidants. They're really important.
I know. I'm just thinking.
Every time we breathe, we're producing those oxygen molecules that will actually make us age. So we literally, every time we're breathing, we're aging, and having the antioxidants really help too, especially when you...
What if I'm breathing and drinking coffee at the same time?
Well, not our coffee. So you can breathe when you're drinking our coffee. I'm not telling anyone to stop breathing, please, people. But yeah, Peruvian cacao will really help, and it really helps with mental focus.
So how did you get onto this product, that ingredient?
Peruvian cacao has been used for a long time to improve mental focus. Mm-hmm. There's actually the really high percentage ones that are not diluted, that like the one we have. They sell it in Italy as a drug overseas because it's like it gives you so much energy. It's sort of like it's a nootropic, it's a really powerful nootropic. So it really hits your brain like more than caffeine or anything like that. A lot of...
In a positive way.
Yeah. So yeah, not sending into overdrive. A lot of people use it like literally put like a half teaspoon in their mouth to do work and all of that. And it's super expensive.
Wow, that would taste beautiful.
I know, but like it works, and it increases the happy hormones in your body as well. So it's sort of like you work well under stress, but you're still releasing good hormones as well.
Okay, I'm just going to say no one should be dry dropping our coffee right now, even though Tatiana's talking about the way some people do take it. I wouldn't do it.
No, I don't think.
It'd be very bitter.
No, and the thing with this coffee as well is that there's no sugar, there's no milk added, there's no sweetness. So it's literally
nothing.
Nothing. It's a coffee powder that you can
make it the way you want it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, and that was the biggest problem, was trying to fit in with what everyone wanted. And you know what? Just go back to basics. Let's just make the coffee, and people can figure out themselves.
You want a milky, add milk. You want creamer, add creamer. You want sweet, add sweetness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Withania, one of my favorites.
Your favorite one. Yeah. So why is that your favorite?
I use Withania. So for me, it works.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just get that smoother feeling during the day, less noise.
Yeah.
I just feel really, and I will use it extensively around heavy workloads with me. If I know my diary's getting clocked up, thanks to Ash, I don't wait for the problem. I get stuck into it.
Yeah.
Straight away. I mean, I'm getting it in shred, and I'm getting other products I take, but I'll also go the straight herb.
Yeah, and I think we've really similar that we've got a bit of hyperactivity, and it's really hard to concentrate sometimes because you hyper focus on everything. And I feel like it really helps us concentrate a little bit more.
Absolutely.
It's nearly like you have the energy, but it's a calmer energy. And it's exactly what it does. So they've been using for, again, I keep repeating myself, but thousands of years in Chinese medicine to...
World's oldest medicine. World's oldest medicine.
Yeah, exactly. And Indian culture as well has been using for a long time as an adaptogenic as well to reduce stress and anxiety. So it's what we're talking about. I know we can't really talk about anxiety, like we're not saying we're curing anyone here.
If you've got anxiety, talk to someone who knows what they're doing.
Exactly. But it's been used for a long time as a brain tonic as well. So they know it works to make you work, your brain work, but in a calmer way.
Yeah, nice.
It also helps control blood sugar levels and reduce inflammation again. So they're all pretty similar. I think it's because they're all really rich in antioxidants. So they all go back to the same: oxidative stress, reduce inflammation, and help immune system, and like really just whole functioning body.
Okay, cool.
And the last one is?
Will be Siberian Ginseng, without looking.
Yeah, you like that one too.
I do. Look, it used to be massive. When I first started in sports nutrition back in 1999, about the early 2000s, we were putting it in everything.
Yeah.
It was massive. Then it sort of went off I guess it dropped off because some cool herbs started hitting Australia. There were a bit more options.
Yeah.
That's a fairly traditional herbal, that one. So it had a wide purpose. Mark. But it's when I talk to people now, that a lot of people say to me, ginseng, it's trending again in the space that I talk to when I'm doing my research on products.
Yeah, I think because it's also when we started seeing it was more of a stimulant, and they were using instead of caffeine because it is a natural stimulant. But then we found that there's so many other things as well, and it goes back to mental focus and immune system even, and it was used as a brain and body tonic as well in some of those traditional medicine. So I think it's coming back because people are saying that it's not just about the stimulants. There's a lot more to it as well.
And, we've got a real focus on brain immunity. Like they're two things that are in our core, and we try and touch that all the time. So this coffee tastes good. I love black coffee. I drink black coffee. So for me, it's a winner. I've smashed heaps of it actually. And
it's good. It was, I remember us testing it and we were like jumping around because we're coming out with a few of them. So we had to taste them.
How many coffees do you reckon we taste? I mean, when we first started, I think we had 52 coffee blends to look at.
Yeah.
52, 56.
Of the coffee blends until we got to Robusta.
Then we had a trend that Robusta, because when you're dealing with herbals and mushies and stuff, you've got some things that taste like shit. Let's just say they taste terrible.
Yeah.
And I just found that the Robusta coffee, I mean, obviously I want a big caffeine hit. Like everybody's all about, how do I get caffeine? But the Robustas definitely came through. Yeah. And you think that would solve the problem. The problem was still extensive. There's a lot of coffees on the market, a lot of different blends you can buy into.
Yeah. And it's, coffee market is a bit, and that's why we try to go with an Australian distributor, because coffee is a bit of it's a hard market to find ethical companies out there. So we were really specific with that as well.
Yeah, well, that's something that's close to us as well.
Yeah.
And it's not in a plastic jar, so it's one step closer to our 2030 reducing our plastic content.
And we're reducing the single use as well, so it's a big bag.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to say to us, why didn't you keep the sachets up? And the reason is it's just packaging.
Yeah, we're really trying to reduce that single use.
Yeah, and it's also enabled us to bring the product to market at a way better price than what that packaging costs, because that packaging is expensive. Yeah,
so this coffee is coming, like with everything that we just talked about, it's coming out like 80 cents a day or something. Like it's really cheap.
Yeah, it's $30, I don't know the exact price. I don't do that. Someone else does that. But it's way cheaper than our old clean coffee was as far as price goes, but it's actually it's probably twice the formula of the old clean coffee. I mean, the old clean coffee had one of my favourites, blueness and etc. in it.
Yeah.
And that's not out of our range. We're doing that in some other products coming up because I think it's not utilised correctly in coffee.
Yeah.
It's a really researched ingredient that needs to have some authority thrown around it.
Yeah.
But this here is this clean coffee brain fuel. It's a winner if you ask me.
Yeah, I love it.
If you're looking for a bag, go have a chat to your retailer. If they don't have it, we can get it into them quickly, or bodyscience.com.au for everything you need. Thanks for listening.